got the motor on. Start fishing right now. Hey, good morning. So we just blasted off. I'm at Lake Berryessa, California Bass Nation Kayak Series. This is the last regular season tournament. Just blasted off from Puda Creek's on the top of the lake here. And I'm heading to the east shoreline. I'm the only person going over there. I have a lot of confidence over on that east shoreline. A lot of weeds. There's one particular area I'm going to that I really like. My good friend Travis was out there yesterday. He didn't catch a fish, which is very shocking. He's a very good fisherman. And he's second place overall in the Angler of the Year standings. And I'm a little worried, but I'm going to stick it out. And we'll see what happens. Go. Get in there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh my gosh. Yes. Let's mark this. Look at all the ones. Look at them all. Yes. Yes, sir. Spawned out, you son of a gun. There they are. Let's go. Follow it down. Please. I'll let you go, I promise. Oh gosh. Oh man. What... Man, they always look bigger in the water. Look at you taking the depths, dude. You're chill as heck. Oh, yeah. Woo, woo. Yeah. Go. Well, I just got confirmation from Tim, the tour director for Bass Nation, the kayak series. I got 4th place, so that was pretty cool. I was hoping to hold on to that 3rd place spot. I think someone sandbagged in and bumped me down, so it's all good. I'll take the 4th place. That was awesome. So when I get home, I'll do a whole wrap up. I caught the fish. It was a grind. Hey, first of all, thanks for watching the video, and I want to go over the tournament and go over my setup and what I was using, and kind of my thoughts behind everything. So I didn't practice for this tournament. Every time it seems like I go to Berryessa, I do really well in practice, and I didn't want to get jinxed and overfish my water. I tend to do that sometimes. I get real excited and start catching fish. It's hard to leave fish alone. So I started over on the east shoreline with Puda Creek. It's about a 35-minute run in my kayak, going a little over 5 miles per hour to get over there. So it takes about 35 minutes to get to my spot. And I started throwing a little rip bait. I like to throw rip baits over there. I was throwing a spinner bait. I threw a double buzz bait. I was throwing my favorite chopper. I love throwing that this time of year. Threw it, switch those baits around for the 2 hours, and I just couldn't get them. I threw a drop shot in there as well around the little isolated patches. I just couldn't get them. And, it was kind of a short term. It was only about 7 hours we had for this tournament. And I already used 35 minutes, so I'm about 2.5 hours in. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go out to deeper water. I know there's bait out there. Those fish are chasing that bait around and see if I can find them. So I actually went to some old waypoints that I fished back in October 3-4 years ago, something like that. Wild West teams. And this is back in October, and this is in August, and went to those old waypoints, 25-30 feet of water. And there were fish there. So whatever reason, there's no structure there. It's just a random spot, and there were fish there. So I dropped down. This is my setup. It's a 3/16 ounce Wicked Weights tungsten drop shot weight. And I didn't change the hook out. I still had a straight shank Gamakatsu rebarb hook, 1/0 size, with one of my favorite worms to drop shot, Robo Worm and Prism Shad. I didn't change it. I didn't have much time to sit there and retie and stuff. I felt like I was really under gun. Haven't had a fish yet. Dropped this down. You saw in the video. Caught that first fish. Then dropped down again. Caught the second fish on this rig. Then there was kind of like a little lull in the action for me. I don't think caught those first fish around 8:30ish. 8:30, and the other one came like 10-15 minutes later. Didn't get the next one till 11, so I still stayed in that general area. I kept working the fish, using my Panoptics. That was a huge difference. You could see just the balls of bait, and you could see a fish just going through it real slowly, and the ball of bait just move out of its way as it was going through. I didn't see like those slashes going through the bait like they were actively feeding. The fish seemed real lethargic. So I've done this in the past too. I usually do stuff like this in September, October. So you see that I have a long leader. That's a 1/4 ounce drop shot weight, and this leader all the way to my worm, I just measured it. It's 30 inches. I'll go 30 inches. I'll go 3 feet. I've done up to a 6-foot leader before. It depends on how the fish, how far they are off the bottom. My thought process behind that is these fish aren't actively feeding. They're being real lethargic. They're not chasing the bait around. If I just put this worm in front of them and give them the least amount of effort, all they have to do is just keep swimming straight, open their mouth and eat it. And I started catching them. I mean, it was a grind, but it was a different bite from the first setup. They would just, I would just all of a sudden, the rod's just like this. and it just loads. It was slowly just load up, and they're on. If you saw like that fifth fish, one of the things I would do if I'm down, I feel like the bait's in front of them, and it looks like they just swam by my bait, I would lift my rod all the way up and drop it back down as if it was another, a shad that was just dying, falling back down, and that usually could trigger some more bites as well. Instead of reeling all the way up and dropping all the way back down, I'll just lift the rod all the way up and just drop it all the way down, no shaking or anything, so it's just falling. And this one's actually the fat robo worm in the prism shad color, of course. I'll throw this prism shad color probably the rest of the year. I did notice the fish at Berryessa were feeding on the threadfin shad. They're, I don't know, 2.5 to maybe 3 inches at the most. So there you go. That's on I believe that's the size 1 Gamakatsu drop shot hook as well. This is my setup from Berryessa. I didn't retie these or anything for the video. This is it. That's the worm I finished the day with. There you go. So I'm throwing this on a Dolphins Champion 732. I love this rod. I love it for drop shotting, throwing Kayak, shaky head, dart head. And the other rod was a Dobbins Fury, the 702. This is a good all-around rod as well. Both of them have 10-pound braid. This is Seagar, the Smackdown braid, and both of them have, actually this is a 6-pound fluorocarbon leader. The other one was an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader because I originally had, I believe, a fluke or something on that, and I swapped it out. But hey, there you have it. That was my setup. Good old drop shot. It was a grind. Caught that last fish at 12:28. I had to leave my spot 15 minutes later because I had 45 minutes to get back. So there you have it. Grind it out. Never, ever leave fish to find fish. I've done that way too many times, and I learned my lesson many times as well. So there you go. Hope all that helps you out, and I'll see you on the water.
Every single day